it's Louise with louisemckayart, and welcome to my channel. If you're here to see the third part of my charcuterie board, wood board, paint skin application part of the process. So just to recap, the first part of the video, any of the videos I have going forward, I'm going to be doing just the paint skin creation, the bloom technique. The second video, the one that I just put together, I show you peeling the skin off the board, off of the mat, cutting the, essentially cutting it out to shape it, and then also coloring the side so it blends in with the board. And this is the part where I'm going to show you how to apply the paint skin to the board. And this would be the next step prior to resin. Now, the next video I have is a private video. I do sell it at a charge, a small charge, but I go over all the details of paint skin application, what to do after the paint skin application to prepare for the resin, the actual resin process with no break in the camera action, and then the finishing off of the board, top and back. So that's the fourth part of this. But this right now, right here, we're going to be doing the paint skin application. So this is where the paint skin is right now on both ends. And I'm going to only show you one end. And essentially what I do is I use, and you can use whatever you want, poly acrylic, a varathane, probably even Mod Podge, which I've never used. But I like to use this matte varnish because number one, I have it. I'm not going to use it for much else, and it does work as an adhesive. So before I get too far, let me get another glove on because I don't want to get varnish on me. So essentially, I'm going to apply this to the board and this to the board prior to the next step. So all I do, I take a little brush, whatever brush you want, and I see essentially where this is going to go. And I'm going to varnish on the board, and I'm also going to varnish on the back of this. So hopefully you can see some of that. Let me just move this out of the way for right now. So let me varnish. Okay, let's varnish the board a little bit. Let me just get the varnish on there just to get it wet. And I don't want to flood it. I just want to coat it so that I have a place to stick to. And I'm going to apply the varnish to the back. And I always find it works very well that you have two applications for the sticking. And this is all I do. I just go around the whole piece. I don't flood it. I'm only just moistening it with the varnish. And as you know, hopefully, varnish does act like an adhesive. And this is what I do. So now, let's bring the board back up. I've got that essentially where I want it to go. Lay my So a couple points to consider here. I look at the board. I want to make sure I have some pretty artwork on the board, but I also want to leave it with some good usable space. And with knowing how this is shaped, I'm going to lay it in a way that is going to be user-friendly when I get ready to varnish, resining. So I always leave it so I have my corners free. So I cannot lay this over the corner and get it to adhere right. It just is not going to work. So I'm going to push out the varnish. Make sure I'm secure. Get out all the air bubbles. on these little edges. Make sure I'm getting all the way to the end. I just want this to be secure all the way around. And once I have it pretty secure on the board, I really want to make sure to get all the air bubbles out. Then I'm going to work on the ends that are overlapping the edge. So just get some varnish here, put some varnish down here. Now all this is going to be covered with resin, so I'm not worried about having a little extra varnish sticking around. Fold it over and hold it. Just want it to secure. And when you get done, something's not fully secured, you can always go back in with a little more varnish and just batten it down. So I'm going to skip ahead here. Right here, I'm just going to hold it for about a minute to make sure it's fully secured. All right, and now I'm going to move over here to the larger piece that's overlapping this side. Just going to get the end. I've also learned that finishing off the back of these boards is not worth your while, because what ends up happening is after you resin, you have to kind of fix it anyway. So I always save finishing off the backs to the very, very end. So I'm just going to push down here, get all of this secure. And then any that's left over hanging over the edge, I will just cut it, color it, and make it blunt and flush with the bottom. All right, once I get that one done, I'm going to work on the couple little edges I've got over here. This little guy, and I just think it looks really cool when you have a little overlap like this. I like it that it looks like it's just kind of floating along. It's all part of the same piece. It just kind of connects to the board. It's all, I don't know if that makes any sense. It's just one in itself. It's one continuous creation here. It's like it's holding on. So that's what I got going on here. So, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. I'll probably do the other side off camera. I'll be back to show you that in a second. Oops, so I got a little edge here. It didn't quite get stuck. I'm going to give it a little extra attention here. And that's pretty much it. So the next phase will be the private video where I go over all the rest of this creation process. And I will, at the very end of this, link this final creation once it's all said and done. You can see how it turned out. So I'll be back when I'm done with this side. All right, so I think here we go. Got both of them adhered. I'll cut that bottom off. Same with that. And then I'll color in the bottom so it's smooth surface, smooth color on the edges, and we will go from there. All right, I'll show you the final reveal, and we'll see you next time. All right, everyone, that's a wrap of part 3, the paint skin application, and here are the results from this creation. I'm going to link above a video that illustrates any of my charcuterie board fluid art creations, or part 1 of this series, if you want to take a look at that. I do want to draw your attention to that really smooth resin edge I have there, and that would be the next video that's up in this series, but that is a paid-for video, so you have to contact me via email, which is in the description, and we can work out the details and get you that video. I think you'll find that video well worth it in terms of how much you'll save in terms of cost, by mistakes made, and frustration. I only wish I had that video when I was first learning this. And if you're new here, welcome. I ask that you join me by subscribing, hitting the bell and all. You'll get all my latest art tutorials, including these kind of videos. A thumbs up is always appreciated, and I'd love to see your comments because I'd like to know what you're thinking about this series so far. And just a reminder to check out my description for links to some of the products I use and other tutorials that I have that are educational in nature. So I think that's all I have for now, everybody. Take care. Till next time.